Money is not just paper, it's not just metal, it's not just numbers in an account. Money is a mirror that reflects our mindset, our discipline, our decisions. It is the silent witness to how we think, how we act, and what we believe we deserve. There's a reason some rise and others fall, a reason why wealth clings to some hands and slips through others like water. It's not luck, it's not privilege, it's not the market or fate or fortune. It is law, not the kind that is passed in courts or written in books, but the kind that governs reality, the invisible, unbreakable principles that shape everything you experience. You don't chase money, you align with the law of money and it chases you. Because here's the truth. No one wants to say out loud, money is not emotional. But people are. And most people are too emotional, too reactive, too impulsive to ever earn it, let alone master it. But you are not most people. You're here because something inside you is waking up. A voice that says, I'm done being average. I'm done watching from the sidelines. I'm ready to master this. So let's go back, way back, not to childhood, not to school, but to the core of your belief, because that's where all wealth begins. The battlefield is the mind, and the enemy is doubt. From the moment we begin to understand the world, we're told what's realistic. We're told money is hard. We're told wealth is rare. We're told to be careful, to play safe, to work hard, and hope that one day, maybe, we'll have enough. And we call that wisdom? That's not wisdom, that's fear, dressed up as advice. Earl Nightingale once said, we become what we think about. If your thoughts are small, your life will be small. If your beliefs are limited, your income will be too. Because wealth does not begin with work, it begins with worth. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you believe. If you believe money is evil, it will flee from you. If you believe it's impossible to be spiritual and rich, you will stay broke and pray for miracles that never come. But if you believe money is a tool, a magnifier of who you are, then wealth becomes your servant, not your master. You don't have to be ruthless, you don't have to be greedy, you just have to be aligned. Aligned with purpose, aligned with value, aligned with the laws. Law 1, money flows to value. Say it again, money flows to value. You don't get paid for time, you get paid for value, for solutions, for outcomes. That's why a single hour of Elon Musk's time is worth more than a decade of the average man's labor. Not because of inequality, but because of impact. What you do, how well you do it, and how many people it helps, that's the formula. People think working harder will make them rich, but that's not true. If hard work alone created wealth, every farmer would be a billionaire. Hard work matters, but only if it's connected to value. So ask yourself right now, what am I becoming excellent at? What problem am I solving that people would gladly pay to eliminate? Because value isn't what you think you're worth. It's what the world agrees you're worth, and they prove it with dollars. Don't take it personally. Take it as a signal. If the money's not showing up, it's not a punishment, it's a wake-up call, an invitation to grow. Law 2. Money flows to clarity. People who don't know what they want don't get much of it. If you can't clearly state what you want, what you do, who you serve, and why you're different, you won't be wealthy. You'll be wandering. Think of every great fortune ever built. It started with a vision so clear it burned. Henry Ford didn't say, I want to do something in the transportation industry. He said, I'm going to put America on wheels. Clarity is the scalpel that cuts through chaos. It brings focus, it brings fire. It tells the world you are serious, not just curious. The law of money respects people who respect direction, so stop being vague, stop being open to possibilities, declare your direction, back it with decision. Wealth does not come to the confused, it comes to the committed. Law 3, money responds to discipline. We live in a world of distraction where comfort is sold as success and indulgence is rebranded as self-care. But nothing will sabotage your wealth faster than a lack of discipline. Discipline is the gatekeeper, the test, the proof that you're ready. It's the difference between saving and splurging, between investing and impulsing, between creating assets and collecting liabilities. No budget, no business, no savings, no security, no control, no chance. Don't just make money, manage it. Track it. Respect it. Because money, like a wild horse, won't stay with someone who can't handle the reins. The man who builds wealth is not the one who makes the most. It's the one who keeps the most, who multiplies it, who lets it grow, silently, like seeds in good soil. Discipline is boring until it's beautiful. When you look back 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and see what that small daily effort became, that's freedom, that's power. And it all begins with a single decision. I will be the master of my money, not the servant of my cravings. Law 4. Money rewards courage. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting forever. Wealth doesn't come to those who hesitate. It comes to those who step even when their knees are shaking. You don't build wealth by playing defense your whole life. You build it by creating, risking, moving forward when others freeze. Every fortune was once just an idea, laughed at, doubted, ridiculed. But someone had the audacity to believe it mattered. Someone had the courage to launch the product, open the shop, start the channel, write the book, take the loan, make the call. You'll never be completely ready, but you can be completely committed. And that's what courage is. Not confidence, not perfection, commitment to try, to fall, to learn, to rise. No courage, no wealth. That's not opinion, that's law. So many people say they want wealth, but what they really want is safety. They want the result without the risk, the fruit without the planting, the reward without the journey. But the universe doesn't operate on desire. It responds to decision. Until you decide, truly decide that you will master money, not fear it, you'll stay where you are. The law of money honors the bold, not the reckless, but the bold. Those who understand the risks, respect the rules, and still move forward with faith. Faith not in luck, but in law. Faith in cause and effect, faith in value and vision, faith in their ability to adapt. Because here's what the wealthy understand that the average person never learns. Law 5, money adapts to intelligence. Money is fluid. It moves. It shifts. It rewards those who learn faster than they lose. When the rules change, learn them. When the game changes, evolve. When the storm comes, don't panic. Pivot. You are not a tree. You are not stuck. You are capable of transformation. Your wealth will never outgrow your wisdom. Your income will never rise above your insight. Study the market. Study people. Study yourself. Read the books. Learn the skills. Ask better questions. Track better data. Listen more than you talk. This isn't school. This is life. And the tuition is real. The people who think they already know enough are the ones falling behind. Fast. Wealth isn't about knowing everything. It's about becoming someone who is always growing. Because when you stop learning, you start losing. That's law. Law 6. Money favors momentum. You've seen it. The way wealth snowballs. The first 10-0 feels impossible, but then the second comes faster. The first client is hard to find, but then they refer 3 more. That's momentum, and it's one of the most powerful forces in finance. But it doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who move. Start messy, start scared, start small, but start because wealth is a magnet, and motion is what activates it. People respect action. Markets reward action. Your subconscious, your energy, your very cells align when you stop stalling and just take the next right step. Don't worry about step 50. Just master step 1, and then the next, and then the next. Every dollar, every deal, every decision adds velocity, and soon you're no longer pushing, you're pulled. That's what momentum does. It turns effort into inevitability. but you have to be willing to show up before the breakthrough. Law 7. Money reveals character. Wealth doesn't change who you are, it reveals it. If you're generous, money amplifies it. If you're selfish, it exposes that too. That's why the law of money is more spiritual than most people realize. It's not just about gain. It's about growth. It's a mirror, a microscope, a magnifier. It shows you where you're strong, where you're weak, where you're pretending, and where you're powerful. You think wealth will solve your problems? No. It will show you the ones you've been ignoring. So build the foundation before the fortune. Practice integrity when the stakes are low so you're not crushed when they're high. Be honest, be diligent, be respectful, pay your debts. Keep your word. Show up on time. Follow through. Because money doesn't go to the clever, it goes to the credible. And if you can't be trusted with a little, the law will never trust you with more. Sounds soft, right? Too woo-woo for a serious talk on wealth? That's what most people think until they live it. Ungrateful people repel wealth. They hoard. They complain. They focus on what they lack, and so the law gives them more lack. But grateful people multiply what they have. They see opportunity in adversity. They find lessons in loss. They attract allies, investors, customers, mentors, because their spirit lifts the room.